Hello everyone. Get out the chat here. Oh boy. Yeah, so we're gonna wait a few minutes and we will begin shortly. Move this over. How's it going? So as always, we're gonna wait for people to fill in and we'll begin another negative space design review. Let's see here. Let me sticky our chat window up here. Where'd it go? I had this little sticky application. I don't see it now. Oh well. I'll just move this over. Get your chat back up here. How's it going, everybody? Yeah, so I mentioned in the chat before this began, the reason it started a little bit late is because 2 days ago my dad had a stroke, a big stroke. And today I was just up there visiting with my mom, and I left in time to be back in time for this live stream because he was doing fine, although he has a long way to go. But he, when I was in the parking garage about to leave, my mom called me freaking out. She said, and crying, she said my dad wouldn't respond, and then he just lost consciousness all of a sudden. And so I ran back into the hospital, and his blood pressure dropped way too low after sitting up. So the whole team went in there, and they got his blood pressure back up. So he's stable now. So my mom was fine with me leaving. So he's not going to die right now. So yeah, that was that situation. That's why we started a little bit late here. Been a hectic few days, but yeah, the show must go on anyhow. So today we're doing another live stream where I critique your designs. I've been doing this for quite a while now for those of you who are new. And before I begin and show you how this works, as always, this week's Skillshare, the sponsor is Skillshare, which is an online learning platform, and you learn tons of stuff from UI, UX design, from graphic design to web development, all the stuff. There's thousands upon thousands of classes, and you can take them all free, all of them, if you join with my link, which will give you 2 free months. So you have 2 months to watch all this stuff, especially in the UI, UX design niche, which is what we're focusing on primarily with these review videos. If I tell you there's certain areas that you need to improve, I guarantee you there's a course here that's going to really elaborate and show you how to do it. So definitely join with that link. It's also the first link in the description of this YouTube video. All right, so what we'll be doing is... the way you participate is you go to the review submissions channel here in my Discord server. The link's in the YouTube description. And you go to review submissions, and then you just paste in your link. It could be your web design, your portfolio. It could be a graphic design element. Maybe it's a logo design. And I will critique it, spend a little bit of time on it, telling you what I think is right or wrong. And then we'll also rate it. And I'll ask the YouTube chat to rate it as well on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst and 10 being the best. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I'll be doing this for about an hour. I don't always get through all of the review submissions, but if you do want me to do yours, you can send in the super chat. You click on the chat window here in YouTube, and you click on super chat, and then you just put in your amount, mention your Discord username as the message, and I will get to you. You'll be thrust to the front of the line. All right, I always refer to this as my margarita fund, because every Friday I go out and have a margarita. Although tonight, I don't know if that's the case with my dad being in such a horrible condition right now. Okay, so let's get started. I have to find my place where I first announced this. So where are we at? We're in review submissions, and right here, very first one is Barry. All right. If the super chat's not supporting your country, my PayPal address is gary@garysimon.net. Just mention your Discord username as the message for your PayPal message here. and I will review it as well after I verify real quickly off the monitor that you guys indeed sent a super chat there. So let's get started with this. Okay, so, oh, wow. All right, let's check this one out. And so you guys are going to have to help me rate this, all right? And we'll see if you guys agree with me or you don't agree with me for each one of these. All right. Okay. Yeah, a super chat does get you put back at the front of the line once I send it, see that it comes through. So let's scroll down and see what's happening here. All right, we have a fixed background occurring there. All right, so we have a monochromatic approach here, aside from this drop shadow. Okay, so I think the binary background is a little bit much. I think you could clean things up just a bit. Maybe if you put some opacity on that. You can still read everything, but it's really kind of it's a problem with the visual hierarchy of the situation. There's so much stuff happening. Maybe draw back the opacity on that a bit, and then these elements will stick out a little bit more. So you can still keep it, but just take the opacity down quite a bit so it's more of like a watermark. The next section right here, I see you're going with absolute simplicity. I don't see any issue with the white space. Alignment all seems pretty good. And yeah, I don't really have anything too much negative to say about this. You want it to be simple, and it is simple, and it's done correctly. All right, so I don't think there's any other pages I can really click to, but I do like the icons down here. So yeah. What do you guys think for a rating on this? A scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, for just judging it as it is. I'd say the one area I probably don't like the most is this drop shadow, this red drop shadow. I'd probably get rid of that and just after I take down the opacity. So let me know what you think for the rating. Somebody says 8, 7 from Ashwini, and Danny says 8. Another person says 7. I'm going to say a 7. Maybe a 6.5. After those issues are remedied, it would probably it would definitely bump up a notch or two. All right, so thank you for that submission. Let's continue on here. Next one is an Adobe Xd Prototype. It's an e-commerce site prototype. Some things you can try is a menu, a search icon. Okay, menu, search icon, and blah, blah, blah. Okay. Okay, we have a... Let's hide this. Let's expand this. All right. So it says dope. I kind of like this more kind of like a trendy, modern sort of layout here with the grid style system set up here. Coming down. All right, so it definitely has potential from what I see. What can I click here? We can click search. Oh, we have a nice little auto animate, Adobe Xd auto animate little user interaction occurring there. We have a nice animation for the menu. All right, so first of all, looking at this part, I would say the yellow with the men's fashion, you can barely see that because of the lack of contrast. So you need to figure out a way to increase the contrast of this label right here. And also this one, there's even a label, it's white text on white text with a very brief drop shadow, but you still can't see it. So I would remedy that. You can see this one, and you know what, I would probably put them in the center of these elements instead of put them right at the bottom. Outside of that, I would probably want to increase the contrast on this as well, which says wireless, weightless, and flawless. It's still kind of hard to see with the yellow background. I like this section over here pretty much. Not sure about the brown color right here. I might think about maybe a darker hue of purple. Because also the purple right down here, the light pink or the purplish color you have doesn't really, I don't like that color combination with the brown here. Coming down here, this is pretty good. Again, kind of hard to see this part. I really like having high contrast to make it accessible for everybody to be able to read. So there's a lot of different ways you can go about that. This part, probably want to improve this, like the title. of the product needs to be pushed down. It can't be so close to the actual pictures. Again, you're going to want to improve this part. You can't read this text, so figure out a way to get that in there. You can do multiple ways. You can do like a gradient overlay where you're going from black to transparent, so you can increase the contrast with those elements. So yeah, what do you guys think of this design? A 1 being the worst, 10 being the best for this UI design here. I'll let people answer. Okay, I will check my PayPal off screen real quick, just to be certain here. So, yeah, keep on answering. I'm just gonna go check that real quickly. And I'll let you guys know what I think for this rating. All right, I'm going to give it a rating of 6. There's some things happening right, of course, but there's a lot happening here. And I think some things would definitely need to be improved, and we can definitely get to that. Okay, so I do see somebody did send a super chat in here. And let me get to that real quickly. All right, who was the guy who sent the super chat? Please let me know here your Discord username. I'm going to go to the next super chat in line, which is Joss. I don't know how you would pronounce that. We'll call you Weasel. Is that cool? All right, thank you very much for the super chat. So I'm going to find Sir Exotic. Also, I will get to you as well, Josh. Thank you very much for the super chat. So let me come down here. Don't worry, I will check the what do you call the guy who sent possibly the first one. Sir Exotic, there we go. Usually don't enable people's drinking problems, but I love what you're doing. I know. My submission, personal website to sell my services as a web designer developer. I know you love animation, so I do make sure to test, hover, everything. Okay, make sure to test. Okay. All right. All right, so let's check this out. Ooh, look at that. We got a nice hover animation occurring on the hamburger icon menu. Nice. Very cool. So how did you achieve this? Let us know in the YouTube chat, like what tool you used to get this effect working. All right. Very nice. I don't see any issues here. Cool. Very nice. All right. Very solid. All right, so looking at this, outside of the cool animations, I don't see any issue here. I may want to improve this particular section right here, this the illustration, just a bit. I feel it's like a little bit kind of monotone and gray right here in this section. Might want to think about maybe, I mean, if you're going to use the same form and everything and not change it, I would probably make parts of this white so it'll really stand out just a bit more. Maybe this part as well to make it contrast a little bit more from that. But again, I'm being a little bit picky on that. Everything else that I see here, very good type. You're separating your type elements well visually. Good white space here. A lot of white space between your different areas, which makes it easy to see. Good icons. Yeah, I don't really have anything too negative to say about this. Very cool. So what do you guys think he should be given as a rating? A 1 being the worst and a 10 being the best. All right, so we have 8, 9, 8.5, 8. All right, thank you. I got your info right there. I'm gonna say a 8.5. I just don't have a 0.5 system on my my rating animations here. So I think definitely if we improve this graphic a bit, and yeah, like I said, there's not much else that I can improve. I'm not too sure about the hover state right here where these go black, because then you have a clashing of the background color in that black. There's not enough contrast there. So just small, minute things like that, and you could definitely improve it. Thank you very much for the super chat. And let's go to the next one. The next guy, I think, was this person who sent a PayPal, and then I will get to you, Josh, after that, and then Jordan. So it's P-O-L-I-C, Police K. Okay, I'll look for Police K down here. Right here. Okay. This is the next super chat, or the very first one. I'm not sure what order he sent the PayPal in. Let's check this out. All right. This is an interesting UI, I can tell already. I'm just going to make sure I can't click anywhere on this. Trying to make sense of exactly what is happening. All right, so it seems like this is just, obviously it's an XD prototype, and it looks like this is obviously a very unique take on a personal portfolio, using coding perhaps as just a clever way to illustrate the concepts here. I'm not really sure because I can't click around on anything to see and like kind of elaborate what exactly is. Oh, you know what? I'm an idiot. I just realized this is probably a series of logo designs. Did he say anything? Oh, yeah, I should have read this part. The logos are not polished. I thought this was like some type of interesting UI. I'm like, what is happening here? I'm an idiot. My brain is scattered right now. I'm thinking about other things. Okay, so which logo do I think is best? Okay. All right, so I've done tons of logo designs in the past, and in fact, I've done 1 million of them almost. No, over 1,000 though. So let me look at these and try to get a gather of what I think would probably be the most effective, because you are a front-end developer and a UI web designer. Because remember, when it comes to identity design, you really want to nail down core areas when it comes to design fundamentals. So first of all, I'm going to eliminate some of these. I'm going to eliminate number 2, because you don't want front-end developer, UI web designer all in your logo, especially at that small of a size. There's just too much happening here. We're also going to eliminate number 3 because I have the same gripe about that one. Outside of, yeah, we'll eliminate number 5 for the same reason. If you scale this down a lot, that type will become, you won't be able to see it at all. So no to 2, 3, and 5. After that, this right here, we'll eliminate number 4 because there's so many logos with those brackets, the coding brackets, that nobody's going to particularly remember that. So you want it to be unique. So we're going to eliminate that one. So it becomes between number 0 and number 1. And looking at this, this is more unique because this, again, this is just coding brackets. Although this is a little bit more involved. I don't know. This is also more unique based on the type. What do you guys think? Number 1 or number 0? Let us know in the comments. Because I'm making an executive decision. We're eliminating these 4 right here. So 0 or 1, which one do you think he should choose? A lot of people say 1. A few people are saying 0. Someone's saying 9, of course. I'm going to say for this, I like the oh man. Maybe take the type, the word mark, and put it on this one right down there. I don't know. It's a tough call. Because I honestly am not sure what I would go with. This is kind of confusing. Like this is more simple, even though, like I said, a lot of people have this, but it is spread out further, so it's a unique take on that. So I might say 0 myself. All right, so thank you for the super chat, man. Let's continue on. The server. Just look at the YouTube description, and the link is right there. You'll be able to join that way. All right. So who was next? Josh. Was Josh next? Yeah, I think Josh was next. Dev, Josh, Lopez, then I'll get to Jordan Felder here. All right. So Dev, Josh, Lopez. Right here. Please review my portfolio website at lopezcreative.com. Don't forget to click the power button on the top left. All right, so it's a portfolio. Oh, look at this. Don't fear the wild. Oh, man. This has to be the most rambunctious sort of design that I've ever seen. Okay. Power button. Oh, my God. I just got rickrolled. Oh, man. This is very unique. Let's scroll down here. Let me get your chats back up. Thank you, JVS. All right. Okay, so this gets a 10 right away in the creativity department. But there are some areas, though, just in terms of pure design fundamentals that you could definitely improve. For instance, on the right side, I hover over the left side on the sections. Oh, okay. There we go. Nice. Okay, so first of all, on this right sidebar for the menu, I would space those things out more. So there should be more white space between this element and this element, and also between the bottom of this text and this top of this text. So just spread them out more, and it's going to make it look less cluttered over there, for sure. Coming down here, definitely interesting. The one area that we can improve. One area that we can improve on this section is to give yourself more white space on the right and left. So just take your padding left and your padding right, and you know the amount that you have here, maybe give yourself about 2 times to 3 times more of what you would have otherwise, and maybe try to figure out a way. Sorry, to give yourself a little bit more, possibly content area to fill this out. Something else. It doesn't have to be all filled up, and maybe just a little bit more. You could even scale this down, this area right here, so that maybe it goes from here to maybe here, and then just kind of push it over. Instead of it being like a 50-50 split between these two sections here, this will be more like a 30% maybe of the size it is, and then that way you don't have all this space up here to contend with, so it'll be a little bit more filled out. Same comment about this one as well, with your text here. Coming down here, might want to work on the text a little bit. It's based on your CSS that you've applied to it. This text is pixelated with it looks like there's an outer glow, a black outer glow. So I would figure out a way to remedy that. But this form's good. Send message is good. A pretty obvious call to action. Yeah. Oh, I thought it said James Hetfield from Metallica for a second, then it said Jenna. All right, very cool. So what do you guys think this person should get? It is on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the very best. Let me know what you think. Somebody says a 5. Costa Freedom Fighter is 8. We got a 3. You got a 7.5. All right, I'm gonna say 6. And like I said, if you remedy those few areas, we can get that easily to like a 7.5 based on where it's currently at, just to fix the major areas. All right, so let's continue. There was one more super chat. No, there was 2 more actually. Let me scroll up here. Jordan Felder. Jordan's Discord username is jfelder. All right, we're already at 25 minutes. We'll be doing this for about 35 more minutes. Jay Felder, where are you at? Right here. Wait a second. You just linked me to a local file. And there's no way that is going to work. Maybe you fixed yourself. Let me look if you said anything else after that. Yeah, you're going to need to get that live on the web so that I can actually view this, because if I copy and I put this in the browser, it's not going to work. So go ahead and get that live on the web somehow so that I can see it, upload it somewhere. Okay, so let's go to the next super chatter. All right, so it's websplot.com. I'm getting it up on the side, my other monitor over here. I always like to get these links on my other monitor that you guys can't see in case somebody wants to troll me and put something they shouldn't be. Yeah, no, I like the personality that you had on yours, Josh. Yeah, for sure. All right, so, okay, so this is from Mohammed. Thank you for the super chat very much, by the way. All right, so looking at this, we have a logo here, pretty good. Okay, so the fact that you have the current page indicator by changing the current page, which is home, to black. Okay, so I would make this orange. I would go with your other primary color, which is standing right here, orange. I would make this orange instead of black because you can't hardly see it. Making it orange would be much better. Let's see here. This, I would probably make this maybe a different color, perhaps white. The black, I'm not sure about that. Let's scroll down though. All right. All right. Interesting sort of effect here. Okay. All right, so first, this section is pretty good. They have good white space right here. I'm not sure I would be capitalizing every letter of these words because it makes it hard to read. So just do your standard type, capitalize the first letter of the first word of a sentence. Yep, this is fine. Coming on here, though, I would get rid of the stroke. Just completely get rid of the stroke and get rid of the outer subtle glow. Maybe a very subtle drop shadow, like in a Google Material type of design drop shadow, very light, and it would be better in my opinion. Coming down here, I would put more white space on the top of this container and also at the bottom, so it's not so close to the container. I like this element right here, though, the way you've done that. Yeah, so what do you guys think that this person should get for a rating? So we have a 1 being the worst and 10 being the best. And of course, somebody says 10. I've never given out a 10 yet. I've given out a bunch of, I've given out several 9.5s, but not 10s. So there are some things that are definitely happening right here, but some others that aren't. I'm going to say I'll give it a, yeah, I'm going to agree with the guy who said 5.5. Yeah. There's just these areas is kind of, that can be improved easily. The good thing about it is you can integrate my suggestions like in a course of like 10 minutes, and then you're going to instantly improve those things. So just do what I said and it'll have a better score in my opinion. All right. Jordan Felder just received. Okay, so all right, let's get that up. Before I get to your review, Jordan, I'm going to, because it's now 30 minutes since I started, going to mention my sponsor. Let me get rid of these windows over here, which is Skillshare.com. Now, right now, you're going to see a little link that's on the other side of the screen, and it's also the first link in the top in the description of YouTube here. Click on it, and you're going to get 2 free months to Skillshare.com. And Skillshare.com has thousands of classes, UI design, video courses, graphic design, illustration, web development, JavaScript's all in there, learning how to really design solid user interfaces and user experience design. Just there's a massive amount of classes that you can take right now for free if you join and support the channel and Skillshare, of course, my sponsor, and get 2 free months 100% free and start watching all of them now. So definitely do that. And Jordan, let's find your link right here. Okay, cool. Here it is. He was the other super chatter, and it doesn't look like there's any more super chats. So we'll go back to the regular reviews in the order that they were received. So let's check this out. All right, Jordan. All right, let's scroll down. Just get a gather of what is happening. Seems like there's something missing here. Let's go up though. All right, based on what I see, so I would definitely rework your logo design, this letter mark as it's called for your initials, JF, just because I'd like to see something probably a little bit more unique than that. And also, you have it encased in this black circle. I would scale it down so it's not so close to the edges. You want your elements in any graphic design element, not just a logo design, you want them to be able to have room and not things be cluttered up against each other. So I would try to come up with something that's maybe just a tad bit more unique, assuming this is just a font that you chose. If you did do this by hand, okay, go ahead and keep it, but otherwise don't. The home, about us, portfolio, and contact. Notice how you have a lot of white space above the characters, but you don't have hardly any white space below them. That completely throws off the flow of design, so you definitely want to increase that to make it at least consistent. Jordan Felder right here, you can see it, but the graphic web UI UX designer text is kind of hard to read because you're using an element here with a photograph that has a ton of crazy colors and shades that are really coming out. So to improve this, you take the opacity down on this image, make sure the background color is set to black, and take the opacity down to this image so it's more of like a watermark, and that way your foreground elements will definitely improve, and you'll be able to read them better. The services and hire me buttons, you can't see those call to action buttons. They're kind of hard to see. So instead of doing just kind of like this whitish kind of gray color, and with the the opacity here, just make them a solid button, using probably your primary color right here, which is orange. You want those to come out quite a bit more. This section right here, my services, I would get rid of the drop shadow for sure. Scale these down because they're quite large, the icons. And then, yeah, it looks like this is probably a work in progress. So yeah, those are my comments. Definitely integrate those. What do you guys rate this on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best? I'm thinking, yeah, we got some 3s, we got a 2, we got a 4. Here's this portfolio. One thing you want to do when it comes to these your portfolio images is it's kind of hard to know where they begin and end. So I want you to Google like a card, like UI card design, and put these in kind of like what are called cards, and you'll see what I mean, so that you kind of separate them. You can more easily understand where they're at, because you have 1, 2, and then nothing's here, and then it's blank. It's kind of really hard and disorienting to see where it's at. Also go to Google and type UI design inspiration. You're going to find a bunch of sites. even some portfolio sites that can give you kind of a more solid idea. Also, check out my free UI design course, right, crash course that I released in January, where I really go into depth about design fundamentals, because I think you need to get there more in terms of the fundamentals, and you'll improve big time, trust me. So I'm just gonna say here, you will get I meant to say a 3. I don't know why it said 5. I think this particular button's off. But yeah, I'm going to rate you a 3 there despite that. And you'll get there, man. Trust me. But it can be improved for sure. But yeah, thanks for that. Super chat. We got a couple more. Tech Droid for you. I'll look for your username. You're supposed to mention your username in the super chat. But if I don't see it here, Tech Droid for you, mention it so that I know exactly where I should be going here. Mohammed, this was just my second website learning. Oh, my Discord usernames. Oh, sorry, I saw that right there, Tech Droid. So let me find his. Right there. All right, deftdesigner.com. All right, hi, I'm a full stack web developer. Going all out, are ya? All right, coming down here, we got some scroll activated subtle animations, Illustrator work, Photoshop work. Okay, so looking at this is a good background image. It works. The elements on top of it do contrast enough. So the previous person, I think your name was Jordan, or Josh, I forget which. This is what I'm talking about. You want to take that photograph you had of the city and make it darker so that the foreground elements stick out more. Coming down here though, one thing I would definitely change is this about heading. You making it look like a button. People think they're probably supposed to click on it. Plus, it creates an issue with the visual hierarchy because you're replicating kind of like the button feel up here. You're not sure where you should be looking or clicking. So just, you know, I would get rid of about entirely. Completely get rid of this element and just use this because you already have about me right here. So this is pointless. I would probably left align this text as well. Left align both of these elements in this column. Again, same comment with here. With the skills, just get rid of it entirely. People understand this is about your skills right here. You're listing them. And again, you could probably put website design if you want, but get rid of the button feel from it with the border. And space things out a little bit more. This is too close. Notice how you have website, you have your label up here, and then you have this nice space right here, which is better. And then on these, like they're all crunched together, so you're creating inconsistency in your design. So you want everything to be consistent, and it really helps the overall aesthetic and the execution of your design. So what do you guys think this person should get for their UI design? 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. I'm going to give this, I will say, more like a 5.8, maybe 5.7, because there's some things that are happening right here for sure. But just remedy those issues I mentioned, and you're going to improve the score as always. Let me find if there was another super chat. Yes, there was. I think it was Mohammed. So Mohammed, hopefully you mentioned your Discord username. I'm going to scroll down and find if you did or not. So Mohammed, yeah, it doesn't look like you did. Mention your Discord username in the YouTube chat so I can get to this correctly. So let me go back to my next one. Let's see here. I already did this one, I believe. Let me just click on it. Yep, I did. That was the first one. The next one in line is here. I think I'm not sure if I did this or not. I don't think I did. I'm letting it load. Yeah, I already did that one. I think I already did do this one. this guy might be next. Sorry, I don't want to skip any of them by accident. All right, so this is the next in line. I think I've dealt with all the super chats with exception to Muhammad. Okay, well, let's scroll down here a bit. All right, so we do have some issues here. So first of all, this type is way, way too small. Let me get out the console here so that we can possibly remedy some things here. Like this. Get out of here. Let me pull this up. Come on, let me pull it up, damn it. 1 second. All right, so this, the font size, you have 18 points. You know, this should be like this big for EM. This type is way, 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 way too small. That font size should be like probably like at least 1.6 EM probably. Now see how much easier that is to read? Way much better. And also you're gonna take this element right here and center it so that you don't have this massive amount of white space right here. Also this contact me, this whole menu should be right aligned right to the end or wherever the end of this column is. It looks like it's right here. So this contact me should end right over here and space those out further. These buttons are so small and so close to your menu, I would get rid of those entirely. Maybe just put them in the footer. This section up here, I like the unique approach to separating your container out like this, but I'd probably put more white space here on top of it. So these elements aren't so close to this line right here. It looks like you're still developing this, so I understand, these aren't supposed to be like that, but this is fine. This part, pretty good. Maybe slightly larger on the type right here. These cards aren't too bad. It looks like they work pretty well. And yeah, everything else is pretty good as I went down the page. But up here, just some small issues. So what do you think this person should get rated? A scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst and 10 being the best. We have 5, 4, 6, 6. Yeah, because there are some things that are done quite well here. This section is pretty good. I know there's regularly going to be more actual thumbnail pictures. So I'm going to say, yeah, I think 6 is going to be a solid rating for this. Maybe at 6.2 or so. You can get it up to like a 7.5 easily. Or 8 even, just by remedying the few things I talked about. So cool. All right, let's go back. All right, so Mohammed, did you at all mention your Discord username? I'm just looking. It doesn't look like it. All right, so let's continue on. Who is next in line? That was the web host app there. Okay, please review my portfolio. All right, so this is from Rahul Sharma. Okay, let's, okay, so there's no scrolling occurring here. Sunrises, each one is like unlike any other. Okay, so developer, designer, proud New Yorker. Okay. Let's click on about. Let's click on work. All right, so we have card design. So these are cards. This is what I mentioned for the other person who I was referring to this as. These are just card designs. Those are working pretty well. All right, so let's go back to the home page here. All right, so we have random comics showing up on the left here. I'm not sure I would make that such a prominent element on your personal UI. I don't know. But I like the very simple navigation over here. This section is pretty good. Maybe space things out just a little bit more, especially if you're having this large section over here. Maybe push this down, just this block of text just a little bit more. But I like the type. I like this type as well. I would probably put a stronger call to action, maybe to check out your work, as a form of a button. Maybe make it bold in this blue color. Going the about page. This is a little bit cluttered right here, the way you have this type. So space things out a little bit more. Maybe even more line height between the type itself. A little more white space between the bottom of these elements and the top of this. Push things down more on this viewport at least. And then your work seems pretty, I like these cards. Again, I would space things out though more. Like the cards, like put like 3 times the amount of white space up here. So things aren't so kind of just cluttered up at the top. The actual cards themselves are solid. All right, so what do you think this person should get for their UI design? 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. Someone said a 3, a 6, a 7, 7.5. I'm going to say a 6.5 because I like this page. It's simple, and there's not a ton going wrong right here, but just a few small things, and you can improve that score for sure. So let's continue on. Admin panel. All right, we got just a standard graphic here to work with. Hold on here. I'm gonna look for Mohammed real quick to see if he ever answered me, because I don't like people to send a super chat and then I don't review them because I don't have their Discord username. Anyhow, coming out here, let's click on this. Yeah, overall, my initial impression is this looks solid, although I'm not sure about the X right here. But design-wise, everything's spaced out well. Good white space. Pretty solid area right here. Let's check out the other areas. Yeah. Unfortunately, I can't use them. So that's unfortunate, but I think that this area though, something is throwing me off. For instance, you have the lines label right here, and you have this much space between these two elements, but then you have mags right here, which is another, the same type of element like this label, but then you have like a lot more space. So it was throwing me off. So get that stuff consistently aligned vertically there. Outside of that, I can't really see too much else that is wrong with this. So pretty solid work otherwise. So for what it is, who wants to rate this on a scale of 1 to 10? 10 being the best and 1 being the worst? Let me know in the YouTube chats. Three. That guy's brutal. I think it's definitely more than a 5. I mean, yeah, we can't use it, granted, it's just a mock-up, but I think it's definitely more than a 5 in my opinion. This little hamburger icon should be over here, I think. It just leaves a weird amount of space, in my opinion. All right, I'm going to say, just for what it is, I'm going to say like a 6.8. Yeah. I just can't use it, unfortunately, and I got to deduct points for that. So, but for what it is, it's pretty solid, though. All right, thank you for that. Let's go on to the next one. Dev Josh Lopez. I believe, yes, I did do that one already. Arthur. All right. So I'll be doing this for about 10 more minutes. And if you do want me to review yours for sure, send in the super chat right here. Mention your Discord username, please. Did Muhammad mention his Discord username yet? Doesn't look like it. All right. Well, let's just continue on. All right. So, have a nice little container here. Can't scroll down, so that's fine. Looking at this initially, though, we're going to want to push this down from this type. And we're probably going to want to either increase the size of this type or use something that's a little bit more of a weight because it's very thin and maybe a little bit hard to read. So if we do margin top, yeah, at least 1 EM, margin bottom, maybe margin bottom, 2 EM, although it's not affecting those things. But yeah, you're going to want to push this down as well. So you just kind of increase the white space between these elements in a vertical fashion. This vlog ons right here, don't put that right next to this type. I just put it down here somewhere. I like this part right here. I like the overall aesthetic and the color scheme that is chosen for sure. Let's click on portfolio. I would probably bring those out. I would get rid of this part where you have the names automatically and where they're kind of just grayscaled or like they're like watermarks, and just have that occur when you hover over. Just do some sort of interesting animation. About me, or about us rather. This is a lorem ipsum text that's still in development, I see. I would probably get rid of the drop shadow on this, especially because you're using a light blue, so it just kind of creates like this see, that is 1,000 times better. This is just kind of like this is so much better. So get rid of that box shadow that you have on there. Let's check the contact page real quick. All right, pretty easy to understand, not too bad. All right. What do you think this person should get on a scale of 1 to 10? 1 being the worst and 10 being the best. Somebody said 6. Seven, 5, 6.6. 4.5. I'll say, yeah, I'm going to go with a 6 myself. Maybe a little bit higher. There's some things going right with it for sure. It could be easily improved, in my opinion. Good stuff, though. Let's continue on with the next one. TK. Ooh. All right. We had an interesting animation that showed up. It was there a little bit longer, but it's already preloaded. So let's continue on here. Full stack JavaScript developer. Okay. You know what? Honestly, I wouldn't change the type here to this serif font. Maybe change the color, but use the same font. It's a little bit too much. Or just underline it using the same font. I think that will help with the consistency. Let's go on and scroll down. Ooh, so this is one of those scroll jacking things where instead of going vertical, we're going to go a horizontal scroll. Very cool. I'm just using my mouse scroll wheel. Up a notch, down a notch right here. Cool animation. I would increase the white space on these elements. Look how this is coming out there to the end of that. So I would definitely bring that stuff in a lot. Very unique though. Oops, sorry. Let's go into the next slide. Probably scale this down so it's kind of fits within this area. But this is good. I like how there's a lot of white space around here. You can easily read it. All right, push this top row down more, away from your little sub navigation right here. All right, cool though. Technically an interesting UI. I really like this slide the best. The colors work well. A lot of contrast here. So what do you guys think he should be given for a rating? 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. This right here would have a higher rating in and of itself as compared perhaps to this page or this page or this page. But there's just small things, like I said, that could definitely be improved. I'm going to go with... I'm going to go for this one. I'm going to say a 7 or like a 6.8, 6.9. But I mean, if you get the rest of the design, you know, pretty solid like this, I mean, you could easily be 8+ for sure. Oops, sorry, I gotta reset. There we go. We're at 55 minutes. Let's squeeze one more in here, or 2 more. Oh, I love the colors on this one. Let's refresh this. All right, so ice cream, lollipop. We got our about page, slightly off there. Ooh, happens when I click it. Very interesting. Let's click on ice cream. I like the interaction. You know, I would change the cursor to pointer so that people know they can click it. Let's click on this one. All right, so what I would do is, you have these real close to the like the ice cream right here, the ice cream cone. I would, first of all, on this one. Oh, okay, I see something here. All right. Okay. I would make it so that first, this column, they all start on the same line. Oops, sorry. And because notice this one, the title and the subtitle are pushed over more, and it's just throwing off the flow. Also give it more white space. Like, don't make this know about scoop so close to this area. Push things over just a little bit more. This font weight, you're going to use something heavier for sure, because it's hard to read. So just a little bit heavier of a font weight right here. Again, I love the colors though. It's really cool. It's, yeah, what do you guys think this person should be given for a rating here? Also, I would change the interaction so that when you click on one of these ones automatically will collapse. Because look at what happens when you click on all 3 of them. Content's getting screwed up. So just adjust that. The color, I love the color palette. I think that's the strongest thing we have going for it. I do like the grid sort of layout that you have going as well. All right, so someone said what here? 5, 7, 6, 7, 7, 7, 7. Yeah, I'm gonna go with a 7. Yeah, I think it has a ton of potential. You know, something like this could be well over 9. Just with the small things adjusted, you're already there. Like, you're way, you know, the battle's already won, essentially. All right, so somebody called My Music mentioned, we're at 59 minutes so far, so don't send another super chat because I'm not going to review any more after this. So let's check and find this person's name here. Sintu Sharma, where are you? Trying to find your Discord username, Sintu Sharma. I don't see a Sintu Sharma in here. Mention it in the Discord. I mean, in the YouTube chat. What your actual username is, because I don't see it. And if I don't get to it when the live stream's over, just message me directly on Discord, and I'll do a little review, possibly. Although I'm very busy today with my dad being in the hospital. Yeah, I just don't see a Sintu Sharma in here. Damn it. Yeah. So, oh, please review. Well, what is it? What's your? Is it My Music? Maybe I should be looking for My Music Discord username. I don't know which one you are. Come on, man. What are you doing? Hey, My Music is your Discord username. There we go. Maybe I'll do one more. What do you mean that's not the person? My Music just sent money, a super chat, and Chintu Sharma. Chintu. Well, I don't see that. Okay, who was I? I'll wait for him to respond. I'll do one more in the next in line, which was. Did I do this one already? No, I didn't. Did I do the one above it? This was, oh no, I already did this person. They were a super chat here. I think this will be the next one. So, My Music, I see you have not responded yet. I need your actual Discord username. All right, this is the last one I'm going to do, unless Mr. My Music up here gives me his actual Discord username. I know, Amal, did you send a super chat? I don't even know what you're talking about. Like, you're not My Music though, so. All right, let's do this review. There's a link I've posted. My Music posted a link. Where? YouTube may not allow you to send in a link here specifically. So either put, like, instead of putting a .com or .net, put actually write out space .dot and then do it. Okay, let's do this one real quick. Damn it, I'm already over an hour. Yeah, I don't see anything too wrong happening here. Everything's pretty solid. You can pretty much see this text. Good call to action button. Good separation, good white space here. Good white space here as well, and good contrast. I like this aesthetic that's applied here. This is good, this is good. Yeah, I don't really have anything too negative to say about this. Very solid. All right, finally, thank you. For a rating, I would give this a 7.5 for this. Maybe an 8 or a 7.8. All right, thank you for that. And we're going to do this one. This is the very last review I'm doing up here because you sent in a super chat. Thanks for that. Oh, look at that. That was a very interesting. What was that? A ping pong sort of loading animation. Let's click on this. All right, I would probably move these over to the left and then move this. They seem like kind of far apart. I don't like the red based on the background color here. Just make it maybe white and make it bold instead. The students and parents buttons need to stick out more, these call to actions. So make them green and then make the text perhaps white or black depending on how they contrast. This text right here is way too small. Increase the size of that quite a bit. Also, if we use our contrast plugin and I click on, let's see, inspect, it fails. So you want to increase the contrast. Let's do auto, AA. It'll increase it just by a little bit, but also the biggest issue is they're too small. The text is way too small. Also, too much clutter happening here. So you want to separate these sections, like from the bottom of read more, way more white space like what you have right here. Put that right there. Coming down. Yeah, more white space at the top of the, or padding inside of this container to push this part down more closer to this element right here that's centered. All right, so a rating of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. Let me know what you think in the YouTube chat. Also, no one send in any more, no more super chats. Yeah, I'm gonna say for this one, has potential, but there's some. This area is pretty cluttered right here. The call to action button, you're gonna want to fix that. I'm gonna say, yeah, this is a 5 in my opinion. You definitely get that to 7 by fixing the issues that I mentioned before. All right, everyone. We're done for now. As always, make sure you take advantage of that 2 free month offer for, like I said, it's 100% free at Skillshare, which is the sponsor for these live streams that I do every Friday. There's thousands of classes in UI, UX design, graphic design, web development, illustration, all the topics that we touched on. You can definitely learn how to improve yourself through the help of these courses. So check out that first link in the Discord under the YouTube chat in the description, and go ahead, sign up right away, and then you can watch all of these things for free for 2 months. So you might as well do it. All right, so thank you everybody who submitted entries, and also especially the super chats. And I will see you guys next Friday live. But of course, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do so, because I'm always releasing videos like crazy. In fact, I'm going to be releasing a Saturday video tomorrow on a specific topic. All right, so I'll see you guys real soon, and goodbye.